Our session tonight comes from Appalachian singer-songwriter Malcolm Holcombe. He's an artist's artist who's been compared to Tom Waits and John Prine, although when we met him, we soon discovered that Malcolm's musical style and general outlook, come to that on life, is pretty unique. His gravelly, raw vocals deliver pretty cryptic, perceptive stream of consciousness lyrics about drunks, gambling houses and hard living in small towns. Recorded on Music Row in Nashville, the first song he performed for us was My Old Radio from his new Gambling House album. This is Malcolm Holcombe.
I can move my lips, nod my head, tap my foot, lying quiet in the bed. I don't want to be spoon-fed, I don't need to be told what I listen to on my old radio. Late at night, up early in the morning, God bless my neighbor and my old radio. That old big dog gets hungry, he ain't never satisfied, scratching in my ear, howling in my mind. He gonna eat himself to death and leave nothing for the rest. It's a shame and sin to let that old devil win out here. Late at night, up early in the morning, God bless my neighbor and my old radio. You know, love my say. Do your own self a favor, don't you worry for me. Let them Joneses keep on jonesing. Lord, I say, me and you are free. Now, late at night, up early in the morning, God bless my neighbor and my old radio. Lord knows. Late at night, up early in the morning, I'm sitting out early. God bless my neighbor and my old radio. You know, yeah.
It's the opening song from the album Gambling House, Malcolm Holcombe, My Old Radio. And one of the reasons that I love that song so much, Malcolm, is because I personally, I love the radio. I've always seen the radio as being, I don't know, there's a warmth about the radio that TV doesn't have. You a radio person or are you a TV person?
Yes, I listen to the radio. I was listening to the AM radio on the way over here just to try to find some kind of good talk show or something, So I turned it on AM, and I like to hear that sound between stations, too. Kind of brings back a lot of memories of just a real old staticky kind of stuff to get some of those cobwebs and spiders out of your head sometimes when you're traveling or sitting around, like purging.
Yes.
Your mind,
yes.
Your ears,
But it's not just because I like radio that I like this song, because I think the lines, do your own self a favor, don't you worry for me. Let them Joneses keep on jonesing, and me and you are free.
Well, thanks. It's just one of those things that, some people are just got to write stuff down, So it's like a loaf of bread and a gallon of milk, and you got to remind yourself. Of course, I don't have to remind myself about everything, but and so there you go, Bob.
So what do you do? Have you got a notebook, Malcolm? Songs for you? Where in the ether did they come from?
Oh, it's just, stuff rattling around your head, something that strikes a nerve. And then I've been doing it for a while, and try to get a pencil or a pen or something and write some stuff down. I mean, you journal you write stuff down. People have been writing stuff down since the doggone caveman, on the walls. That's just part of being a human, a child of God. We just got to folklore. We got to write stuff down so we can pass it on. If nothing else, we do it for ourselves, just to try to keep us off the edge.
Tell me about working with Ray Kennedy and what it's like working with Ray and how this album
I tell you, it was just, man, I'm just resounding with, gratitude to have the opportunity. I've been talking to him for a very long time, and I think he, in my personal opinion and experience, between working with Steve Earle, who I admire with every breath and pulse, and his whole family, but is that he's got a way, Ray does, of just capturing that painting on the cave wall, or that grime and dust and smell in the air, and he can grab that moment in time, that breath, that whisper, that shoelace, and, go ahead and keep your feet out of your mouth, with a shoelace, and to get it down there on tape or whatever, method.
Because it is old style recording with Ray, isn't it? I mean, it is analog.
Yeah, man, he had those little things that go around and around, like a 2-inch, Studer that got over there in Asheville through Steve, my buddy Steve Wilmans, and he's the one that kind of opened the opportunity to be able to do some commerce, pass around some of our chicken and eggs and butter, and to try to propel an opportunity to make this record.
Yeah. How long have you been making records altogether?
Well, there are some other people that made them for me. A time or two. So, for a number of years,
Because I just want to find out, about your background a bit, Malcolm, and about North Carolina and the kind of, the music scene there that where you started, and your Nashville experience too.
Well, it's just, you hang around the barbershop long enough, you're going to get a haircut. And so I was picking around the neighborhood with some kids, got the old Mel Bay chord book. It shows you where to put your fingers in the pictures, and got a hold of one of those. And I'm not any different than anybody else, except most of the rest of them know what they're doing and talking about. So, and Mother got a guitar from Sears, and and started beating around, trying to, learning from neighborhood children.
Yeah,
and playing in high school in a little folk group, and Fairport Convention. Boy, I was just thinking about Richard Thompson, but it was a chance to skip class and get out and play some Sadie Hawkins dances.
Yeah,
playing the old folk songs.
Yeah. Fairport Convention.
Back in the 70s, early 70s.
I mean, Richard is such a great player.
Oh, that's just, it scares me to think about all the people that came before me, and it makes me wonder, your lot in life. And it's very inspirational, and at the same time, it's very humbling.
So play another song for us, Malcolm. Just talk us into the song.
Well, this is one that my wife's from Pensacola, Florida, and when Katrina hit, we were down there a couple of days after Katrina, and they told us to go ahead and play a show. And so that's one angle at it. It's a little tune called Gambling House, something like this. Got my own kind of problems, got my own kind of rules. I got friends in my wallet, and they love me like a fool. Said they love me like a fool. That winning sickness suffers down on 90 West wishing one nickel strikes a hammer, and it pounds the breath I'm giving, Lord. Pounds the breath I'm giving. And I'm living in the waters of a gambling house. Living in the waters, this here's a gambling house. Low down Mississippi, and I'm a-betting on the blues. Low down Biloxi, and I'm rolling in the news, Lord. I'm a-rolling in the news. I'm a-living in the waters of a gambling house. Living in the waters, this here's a gambling house. calling slowly, my throat's closing up. And them bones are knocking louder, and my face is burning cold. It's burning hot and cold, mercy. Living in the waters, this is a gambling house. Living in the waters, this is a gambling house. Mercy. Soaking up the slaughter, lying through my teeth. My calculated coffee, don't you tell me what I need. Said, don't you tell me what I need. No, sir. Living in a wild of a gambling house. And I'm living in the waters. This is a gambling house. Living low, down, waters. Living in the waters, dirty gambling house. I'm going down.
Fantastic, Malcolm. Malcolm Holcombe, that's called Gambling House. And I tell you, have you heard of a guy called C6 Steve?
No,
Do you know C6 Steve?
C6 Steve, no, I haven't.
He's a blues player, and he's been playing blues for 35, 40 years, I guess.
Oh, boy.
Now. And he's just been, if discovered is quite the right word, but it was quite ironic because last year he won an Horizon Award in the UK. After all these years of making music and traveling, he's basically kind of a hobo for many years, just traveling from gig to gig. Right. And suddenly people discovered him, and now he's become a very successful artist in Britain. Now, I watching you and hearing you talk, I'm sort of paralleling you a little bit with C6 Steve in my mind. But you've been discovered, haven't you, in the past? You had a major label experience.
That was an experience. Boy, you've done some homework there. That's just like a lot of other people had, about 5 or 10 minutes. And
so how was that for you?
It's weird, but I got a chance to make a record and meet some nice people, more importantly, and some of them I still like, and got a chance to work with some wonderful people, and the check cleared and money's gone, but it's the same old story. But most importantly is just getting a chance here to be with the folks that I'm with today, family and friends, and looking at you straight in the eye, Bob Harris.
Yes,
it's easy to get bitter, and resentful and hold grudges. So I try to purge that out of my system, and I need to spend more time on my knees and scrub the kitchen floor. I did that yesterday. You ever work around the house?
I do a bit, actually.
Yeah, if your wife cooks, she's going to leave crumbs. Mine does. I don't know about yours. I got to clean up the crumbs,
Well, Trudy thinks that if she's done the cooking, then it's not right that she should do the clearing up afterwards.
I don't think that's fair.
So me and the kids clear up afterwards.
Well, there you go.
That's right.
Same on our home front, Bob, and that's only right.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So we're sitting here, aren't we, on Music Row? We're here in Nashville. Malcolm,
right.
What's your take? 'Cause where are you living now? Are you back in North Carolina?
Yes, sir. I'm back in western North Carolina in the Smoky Mountains and part of the Appalachian Mountains.
So how often do you come here to Nashville?
Well, whenever it makes sense to do a show or to try to participate in this livelihood. We try to get back in town a couple of times a year and do a show or two and have an opportunity. And this is great to have an opportunity to speak with you and to meet you folks here for the BBC in the UK, because that's quite a chunk of pie to swallow.
Are you going to come over to Britain at any time soon?
I've been over there 2 or 3 times, and I hope to get back over there. Lord willing, the creek don't rise. We're working on trying another tour in February, but don't want to put the cart before the horse. So.
Yeah. So I want to play a final piece of music from, what should we play? Something from the new CD, because we've been talking about Gambling House, haven't we, Malcolm? But the wager recording is now just coming out. So shall I choose something from that?
Well, why don't you go ahead and do that and shoot the other one out of the saddle? Yeah, why don't you play one off that? It was during the same week, and we just had enough songs to go ahead and to get a little 5-song EP out there to keep things juking around,
Yeah.
And so I was grateful that we was able to sling that thing out first.
So
but it's during the same session, the same personnel, and the same producer, Ray Kennedy.
Yeah. So what should I play from that?
I don't know, man. Go ahead and just flip a coin or 5.
I'll play I Feel Like a Train. Should I play that?
Sure.
Just talk us into the song, Malcolm. Just tell us about it.
Okay, this is a tune here speaking that, we spend a little time on Earth. We think about memories and early memories and purpose. And hopefully as time goes on, we all try to be a little bit more sensitive to our choices.
It's a good way of putting it. It's been a real pleasure meeting you, Malcolm.
Hey, it's my pleasure,
Thanks for
Bob,
the
man.
music.
God bless you folks, and just carry on.
Yep, and here it is. This is Malcolm Holcombe, and I Feel Like a Train.